9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
And happy Monday, my beautiful busy bees of the WWT universe. 'Tis I, your sweetest oos here, wrestling with honey. And we are here for this lovely Monday edition of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. And I will be your hostess with the mostest. It looks like it's just me, oos. It's just me, oos. So we're just going to have a nice, cute, short and sweet show today. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. There's a lot to cover. A lot of wrestling happened over the weekend, a lot of independent wrestling, and a lot of stories worth talking about today. So I'm excited to get into it with you all. I'm happy to be here. It's another Monday, another fun day, another manic Monday, because of course we're going to be getting ready for Monday Night Raw. So we're going to be covering that in just a short minute. But let me tell you something, guys. I got to be honest, I've lived in the tri-state my whole life. I'm sick of this weather. It's supposed to be spring. The first day of spring happened over the weekend and it was a lovely first day. And then now the temperature just continues to drop and it's raining and it's cloudy. A girl don't know what to wear in this weather anymore. It makes no sense to me. And I just wanted to go on a quick rant about that because, I'm still wearing sweats and stuff. I was getting used to, not having to wear at least a winter coat or my North Face coat or anything like that. But I have to now because, with the rain and whatnot, it's just, but I have no right to complain because I'm sure there's worse weather in other places and things like that. So let me I just wanted to rant for a moment. I just needed a moment, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there because, I'm bundled up in my apartment and it's pretty damn cold. It's pretty damn cold, but you know what? I have you guys to keep me warm and to keep us going through the show. We're going to get into Monday Night Raw, which is happening 2 nights at the TD Garden in Boston. And we have a lot going on. We got Punk and Roman Reigns under one roof yet again. Not sure how well this is going to go. We'll see what transpires between them two because we are still on the road to WrestleMania and the days are getting closer. The weekend is getting closer, the biggest weekend of wrestling here. Well, for WWE in this case. We have Penta versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. That's going to be nuts. Brock Lesnar is also returning to Raw after being taken out by the ruler, Obafemi, which has definitely been the talk of the entire week. And I cannot wait to see what happens with that as we get to the Clash of the Titans, I'm going to call it, or the Clash of the Behemoths in this case. But and then we also have Becky Lynch addressing her attack on the Intercontinental Women's Champion and belated birthday girl AJ Lee. And I don't know, Becky. I get it. I get you're upset, but I don't know if you want to mess with a Hispanic girl from Jersey. Okay, like remember what she said, what she's known to do, and I don't want that for you. Okay, so tread carefully and we'll see what happens between those two as we get closer to their cat fight. I'm sure Bailey's going to have some words or something to say or do about this because, it kind of ruined an opportunity for her. I wouldn't say ruined an opportunity, but it definitely is something that I'm sure, like the Intercontinental title is something I'm sure that Bailey's going to continue to be pining for. And she's going to have, I'm sure she's going to have some words and actions for Becky as well for, taking on her mentor like that and, blindsiding her, and we'll see what happens there. So I think there's going to be a lot of layers and elements to that. We also got the Usos battling Austin Theory and Logan Paul, I guess. Here we are. We'll see what continues to go on with that. Is Seth Rollins going to get involved? Is Seth Rollins going to be there tonight? I mean, he is still Monday Night Rollins, I'd like to think. We also got Bailey and Lyra Valkyria taking on the Kabuki Warriors. So as I said, the whole thing with Bailey, I still feel like that, that Intercontinental Championship match is going to leave a sour taste in Bailey's mouth later on. But we'll see what happens between those two tag teams when they go at it tonight. And then, of course, we got the Young OG versus Grayson Waller, which I think is going to be an underrated match of the night. Underrated match of the night, because Grayson Waller could work. We're not going to sit here and act like Grayson Waller can't work. And Javon Evans is involved. I can't help but feel like there's going to be some Danhausen-ish going on. I can't help it. I can't help but feel like there's going to be some curses being thrown out there. So I hope that Grayson Waller has eyes in the back of his head, and we'll see what happens between him and the Young OG. But Raw is seemingly very, very stacked tonight. And it's going to be, of course, live on Netflix. You can catch it at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure you guys check that out. I believe that might be a Monday night mayor watch along. I'm not sure. Haven't heard from the mayor in a while. But, if you click that notification button on Women's Wrestling Talk and you would like and share and subscribe to the channel, you'll be able to find out. Will there be one? Will there not be one? Will Ced show up for Monday Night Raw and do a watch along? Or Ced running the streets, don't know what's happening. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that with Monday Night Raw. And speaking of Monday Night Raw, not transitioning into someone who's a part of the Vision, to start things off, because your girl didn't get any slides, just in case you didn't notice. Your girl didn't get any slides because it was either get slides or be incredulously late for the show. But I at least wanted to make sure I had some good stories for you. And we do have some good news in regards to certain Mr. Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is going to be expected to return to the WWE Performance Center following, of course, his most recent injury. This pretty much marks a pivotal and important step, I would say, in his recovery going forward. For an in-ring return. So as of now, right now, there's no official timeline going on for that or to say when he'll be back on television, but his presence at the Performance Center, that definitely signals a good sign that progress is being made for the badass. So let's hope that his recovery goes well, and let's hope for a speedy, safe, and healthy return for Braun Breaker as time moves forward. And we'll see where he's going to fit with the Vision, where, now that he knows that Seth Rollins is back, is that going to be the motivation to return and, pretty much destroy the creator of what they're trying to capitalize on building, being that Seth Rollins was, the creator of the Vision. Also, shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you guys, Jonathan, Boza. Shout outs to you guys. Shout outs to the viewers. I appreciate y'all. Hey, Christine and Eric. Both Erics. Oh, there's two Erics there. That's so funny. But yeah, so that's good news for Braun Breaker in that regard. Let's see what everybody's saying there. Well, let me put it like this. I was going to ask a question to the chat and for those listening. When should Braun Breaker return? I'll pose that question in the chat as we move forward to some more news. But yeah, I'm really curious as to when, because now that Seth is projected to be back possibly by Mania, what happens to Austin Theory, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed is on day 23, so I don't see a return anytime soon for him. Do you think I for some reason, for me, I don't feel like WrestleMania if he's just returning to the Performance Center, I don't feel like WrestleMania is going to be the safest time for him to return. Maybe afterwards, to lead into Backlash. I'm not sure why, but I feel like Backlash would be a good moment for Braun Breaker to return, or at least the Mondays before, one of those Mondays before. Because you want to give him time to recover. That's not, with the injuries that superstars go through, and and the fact that it was no contact, it was just, it was it was an accident, just part of, the ring work, but he kind of overdid himself, and you want to be able to retrain your body and recuperate your body and come back in a healthy way. So I feel like WrestleMania would be a bit of a rush in regards to Braun Breaker. Boza says at Mania, and they could always do Braun and Seth for Backlash in Tampa. Well, that kind of goes into what I said, but I think it's going to happen afterwards. Like, I don't know if Braun should return at Mania. I really don't think it would be a good idea if he's just returning to the PC Center. But then again, what do I know? Because a lot of people recover differently, and the way superstars and athletes are built, they're freaking mutants. Ooh, my light moved. I'm sorry, I hit my wire. What's up, Aaron? My thing is, what are they doing with the whole masked man thing also with Seth? Like, how's that fitting into what's going to be the threat for the Vision? But I guess we'll continue to find out. And then we will also in time find out when exactly Braun Breaker will return. But in the meantime, we do have to get onto some more news. I do want to get into something very interesting that was announced. Netflix announced that the Usos are going to be making an appearance at the Major League Baseball opening day, continuing the WWE crossover into mainstream sports and entertainment, which of course solidifies its relationship with Netflix and part of their deal. Moments like this pretty much highlights just how far WWE talent can pretty much reach beyond the ring, bringing that larger than life presence to completely different audiences. And we know that the Usos have been very heavy into sports. You've seen them at football games, you've seen them at hockey games, seen them out in different events. So MLB opening day is no different. And they're actually doing, the fact that Netflix is having MLB's opening day is a pretty big deal because it's the first time ever. And, to add WWE in there as the wedge, just to continue to let people know that wrestling is still a sport, and always has been. It's one of the oldest sports of time. It says a lot, especially in relation to what a lot of other audiences would consider the world's oldest sport, which is Major League Baseball for them. Wrestling for me. In that case, also going on to more news, I also saw that John Cena recently teased a potential new role in WWE. We know that he has signed, or we've heard that he has signed a deal with WWE in regards to a significant role in the company. We also know that the details are very tightly under wraps, but any involvement from Cena for sure is always going to bring a huge level of intrigue for the product, especially as WWE continues to evolve. I think it's more so not so much in regards to storytelling and presentation. I think it's just going to be more of an ambassador role. Of course, John Cena, we know he retired in December 13th, so he's no longer in-ring talent, but that doesn't stop him from doing things outside of the ring and continuously giving back to the company that he has he had pretty much carried on his back for a certain time. So congratulations to John Cena. Can't wait to see what that's going to lead to. I'm really intrigued to see what the Never Seen 17 has up his sleeve coming into this year, especially for wrestling. And I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him, and I hope he's enjoying retirement. I really, really do. As much as I was telling Dion from All Star Fandom, one of our frequent co-hosts here on Women's Wrestling Talk, I was talking to him about, I was running errands, and John Cena's theme song. I have a whole WWE theme song playlist, like separate playlist with all my favorite WWE theme songs. And John Cena, Time Is Now, just happened to come on. And I literally almost teared up. Because I'm just like, what a great time to be alive. What a great time to be alive to witness such goodness. So shout outs to John Cena for that and his new role. Ooh, oh yeah. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. You see, it may sometimes happen. It doesn't happen necessarily the way it happens initially, the way we see it on TV happen. Like it may not happen immediately, but eventually it does happen. And when it happens at a great moment. It always happens on a pop-up. It's always a good run-in. So we're going to pause this show for a moment because I technically did say his name. So here he is.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it said.
Happy Monday to all. The mayor is here, and we pulling. Actually, let me not put that on airways. I was gonna say we pulling double duty. I don't know. This might be all you guys get today. I don't know. The mayor is tired, but it's Monday, so if you hear the sound of my voice, that means Monday Night Raw is happening tonight, and I'm still geeked from last week. Honestly, I'm actually kind of excited for Monday Night Raw for a change of pace, just because like whatever we're doing with Oba and Brock sold me. It sold me on WrestleMania in the build. I don't care about nothing else that go on in this card unless we get Big Grande versus Big Grande. But that sold me.
Can you believe it? Like we went over the Raw preview, but since you're here, Seth, I do want to get into that moment because I literally said this before when we talked about Raw. It has literally been the talk of the week. It has literally been the topic of the week. It's been the highlight of the week. He's running up the numbers on the viewerships, and it literally took one moment to literally sell all of us. Because initially, I will admit, I wasn't really. I was like Will on the situation. If y'all heard in previous episodes, just keep him away from Brock. Keep him away. Wouldn't prefer it. Don't know if he's going to be willing to do business, but seeing what happened on Monday, the way it happened, good Lord. And I was actually reacting on my phone live on my story while it happened. And I just went absolutely batshit. Like it was awesome. It was a great moment. But said what in that moment, literally while it happened, when you saw the face off with Seth and Brock, and like initially, what did you think at that moment before finding out what the real payoff was going to be?
So that moment, I mean, and let me just say, rarely do we get moments like these, and I feel like they're few and far between right now, where they actually nail it and they execute it, and it's beautiful. That it's so beautiful that I don't even think the full, unless somebody repurposed it, the way WWE is doing their socials and YouTubes, that full segment is not even on YouTube. It's like spliced up. It's spliced up. You can't even see the full Oba strut to the ring and all that because that's how dope that shit was. The arena was loud. Brock was stunned at the way the crowd was just chanting Oba. Beautiful moment. But in that moment where him and Seth face off, I thought we were going to see like, hey, maybe Seth can actually take a bump. Maybe he actually is cleared. But no, that wasn't the case. And they actually executed on what I've been banging the table for since the Rumble, because they barely touched in the Rumble and then Oba got eliminated by him. But the one round of applause all around, because it felt like Heyman bailed on the vision when he got wrote off television a few weeks ago. So I thought that Theory and Logan Paul were kind of dead to rights going into Mania without the wise man, without the Oracle. But no, this was a good button to push, and they pushed it at the right time. Same way he called on Brock for War Games. It's like, hey, F5. I can hit this button any goddamn time I want. You fucked up. Now I got to call it Big Homie. Yep. Great. All the little Power Ranger putties got the ass whooped, rightfully so. And like I said, I thought we were going to see Seth Rollins get physical. But then it's like you enter the ruler, and of the call-ups recently, it felt like such a monumental moment of staging like, hey, this is our guy. This is our new machine, our new beast. Like I saw a post on Twitter that said that GMs should push the old Teddy Long Undertaker button. Like, hey, tonight you going one-on-one with the ruler.
Right.
That's how much you messed up. Like,
absolutely.
That's what we have in the palm of our hands. And it's like they can't mess it up, because since he's been on the main roster, vacated the NXT title, and it's like he just going from brand to brand looking for smoke. There's no storyline here.
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
He's a free agent. He didn't sign no contract with neither brand.
It's literally, where's the challenge? I want the challenge.
Who
Where's the
won it?
smoke?
Right.
And to call it on Brock in that way, because I thought we were gonna get like, hey, like they teased it like last month, like, hey, we got all these dates. Brock Lesnar's gonna be on Monday Night Raw. He's on Monday Night Raw tonight. Who wants to step to the beast? It's like, hey, first time that you talking that shit. I'm here. I don't go nowhere else. I'm stepping up first right now. And the only way I think it could have been better is if we waited till Mania and had like 80,000 plus people chanting Oba on his way to the ring like we had the Royal Rumble. That's the only way it could have been better.
Either way, that's gonna happen. Like I was telling everybody, we were talking about it on Kayfabe also. I was just like, can you imagine what it's going to look and sound like at Mania with this crowd chanting Oba and doing the strut with him? The way, like, it's going to be absolutely absurd. Like,
and I hope they give him like a live band interest, like have people actually playing the drums.
Oh,
like,
yes,
at the beginning,
please.
like do something so dope. Like
do it dramatically, because grand entrance, this is the ruler, so he needs to enter like a ruler, like dead serious. Oh my god. And it's gonna be so freaking good. And not for nothing, man, that the slight little additions to his entrance now, like the big boom that happens when he does the pump and the kick, I don't mind it, because he stops for a moment and he just stared out, like he held his own for this moment. Like he strutted, he put an extra pep in that step. Like he was so locked in, it wasn't even funny.
Like the fade to black silence. Initially, I wasn't here for it, but I've watched it so many times that it's grown on me.
Yeah.
Before the beat drops again, I'm like, okay, I can see why you're doing this. Like, those are things that like for Trick Williams' new entrance, I'm like, hey, can we reel it back in and not do it all the time? Save it for the PLEs. I'm like, nah, it's so cool though. Like,
it's so good. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it, man. And that's gonna be. I've never looked forward to a match so much in a WrestleMania in like really look a non-title match too, like a literal clash of the Titans. Like this is going to be absurd. Like this,
because non-title feuds, like, they can be hit or miss, and I think they're really trying to sell us on Jacob and Drew, and it's like I'm indifferent to it because I wanted the Fatal Four. But like, remember when they were in LA for Mania a few years ago, and it was Brock versus Omos, and the build was like whatever, and he defeats Omos. This feels different. More of a magnitude than that.
This is different. Like Oba is coming to take your spot, Brock. Like dead serious. It's gonna be so freaking good.
And there's no way in my mind like Brock does business when he wants to do business. There's a few characters on the roster that are like, hey, I only want to work with certain people. This feels like Brock will go on his back for Oba for the push.
Apparently, and apparently he was the one who suggested that Oba step on his chest for a full effect. Like the point necessarily at the sign wasn't the moment, but like it was kind of like when Brock did the same for Drew, when Drew beat him up at the ramp by the entranceway, and he lifted up the title. Like it wasn't out, it was just to put him in a better look, in a better situation, to show them like this guy's the next guy up.
Oh my god, like that! I've been so excited for a week, and I love that the mics in the arena pick up what Oba's saying on the way to the ring. The whole like,
talking his
I don't care who you are. Oh my god,
you die tonight. Like you're like, bro, like you're like there's nothing. And then like you knew it from the moment that when he beat two full-grown big guys, the Viking Raiders, like the War Raiders. Excuse me, I'd rather call them the War Raiders. I don't care, but I get
they're War Raiders now. Again.
They are War Raiders, right? But like still, like even still, like 2-on-1, like that was light work for him. So of course, feed him Brock. Do it now, especially after that moment. I was like, okay, that's cool with me. I don't mind it. I'm good with this. As long as the booking makes the right decision, the correct decision, because there's only one decision at this point.
Unless you tell me like Brock cheats to win and is so egregious that he escapes and they run it back at SummerSlam, it's like, okay,
all right,
something like that. But they're the goal is clear, man. Like
Like I need the ring to break.
That's immediately one of their biggest matches of the weekend.
It's going to be for sure. And like, man, Councilman was even saying, I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised this be the main event. But of course, that we know the title's got to close out and everything like that. But this could easily take the cake for a main event.
Yeah,
easily.
I'm actually
either night.
kind of alarmed by where they would fit it on the card because like I wouldn't be mad at it opening either night. But if you get them around the mix where it's like co-main, middle of the show, it's like you really got to position this well.
You're taking a risk, but I honestly feel like the opening would make more sense because Brock wants to do his thing and leave. Do his thing
and leave. Casino, go back to his ranch, whatever, you know.
Right.
You don't get paid by the hour.
And it wouldn't hurt Oba to do that because if Oba's entrance opens the show or Brock opens the show, you know what I mean? And it's a grand entrance, like, and that match sets the tone because
if Brock's music starts the show, like they'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's what we're doing." All
exactly, and that's gonna get people like, "Oh shit!" Like nobody's gonna be waiting at no line for no concessions. Like people,
wherever you at in the arena, you hear that music, you run into the nearest viewpoint. Like I need to see this. Like
yep. So I feel like opening it would be the smartest thing. And of course you have like a opening, like a great grand dramatic ruler entrance. So it's gonna I don't know, man. Whatever they decide to do, I just hope they do it.
You risk putting it on co-main or something like that. It might overshadow either one of your main events.
Yeah.
Which right now we know the women aren't getting the main event, unfortunately. It's going to be, I think the biggest question is like, which match is night one, which match is night two? And I think they're trying to force us to view Cody and Randy as night two. And I don't watch Unreal, but I'm here for it whenever we get the politicking backstage to how we got Roman and Cody away from each other this year's Mania, because now it's probably like, no, I'm the bigger draw. I'm going to go on night two. You go on night one. Right. And I want to know how they play that out in real time. Especially with Cody saying the thing about the Street Fighter movie where it's like him and they didn't really talk. It's like, and they kept them away from each other type thing. Not maybe intentionally, just like, hey, they're not really friends. So
yeah,
interesting.
Very interesting.
You can tell Cody wants to be friends. But I don't know why they're not.
That's very interesting. But yeah, I mean, we talked about Raw and everything. We talked about the Usos on Netflix for MLB opening day.
That's cool. I've been wanting to go to a Dodgers opening day for a long time. It always like squeezes by me somehow. I'm gonna try to go to one this year, but the fact that they always leverage players and our players, WWE athletes and sports stuff like that. But to get somebody on an opening day and partnership with Netflix, huge. Just brings more eyes to your brand.
Yep. Yeah. Also, we talked about Braun Breaker and his possible return. He's going to be back at the PC Center.
They might be rushing that. That bothers me a little bit.
I did talk about that with everybody. People were saying that maybe WrestleMania. I think he shouldn't appear until he's absolutely 100% ready to. But
the storyline's kind of taking a back seat now, and clearly the vision is going after the tag team titles. But like Seth is like Mr. Incredible. Like he heals faster than the average person all the time. But it's like when the Mania card is not as star-studded or people aren't that excited for it, I don't think adding Seth and Braun in a last-ditch effort is going to change that. So it's like you might as well save that for a different PLE. Save it for Backlash and in Tampa. That way guys can actually get healed, and now you actually have something to sink your teeth in post WrestleMania. I hope they don't rush that.
Yeah. So I just to elaborate for the people, is there going to be a Monday Night Mayor Watch Along tonight?
There usually is. I don't think I got some errands to run after this. Might have to go get a haircut, but typically speaking, I can rap to y'all for like 15 to 20 minutes. The only thing that's blocking the Monday Night Mayor post show is the fact that the Pistons played about 30 minutes and they play the Lakers. And I love when we beat up the Lakers. So that's going to take precedent. If I can multitask, multi-screen, I got you. Don't worry about it. When the hot light comes on, you know where to pull up. But if you don't get one, just know that I'm either relishing in victory or wallowing in defeat. You'll like one or the other.
I can't. Okay. All right, cool. So, well, like I said, I told everybody to, like and share and, click the little bell that gives you our notifications. You might find out if Mayor's going to have a watch along or not tonight. That's the only way you're going to know. So make sure you guys stay locked in, stay tuned. I do want to get into a couple of more stories. There's one in particular in regards to two women's wrestlers,
You muted.
I hate this. Two women's wrestlers and two women's superstars, and both in France, both dealing with different kinds of personal overstepping of the boundary type situations. I'm referring to Elena Black and Rhea Ripley. Over the weekend, from both women, we've heard on two separate occasions where they both recently spoke out about fans overstepping personal boundaries, also specifically in private spaces and hotels while traveling, and also in regards to their looks. I'm only going to say this once, y'all, and I'm going to put my shades on for this one. Okay. I'm only going to say it once because every now and then we know that we come to this conversation here, and this is women's wrestling talk. So I just want to make sure that I address my personal I want to address my personal thoughts on it. Not necessarily personal, but I want to do it in a tasteful way. This clearly is not a new conversation in wrestling, and it's not just women, it's also the men as well. Mm-hmm. We've seen talent across the board address similar concerns over the years, whether at live events, whether even at Hall of Fames, whether even at in their personal lives. It also brings attention to the reality that women in wrestling often face, and men in wrestling often face, a different level of scrutiny and boundary crossing from the fans. Now, yes, as fans are the most critical part of the superstars being an engagement and, evolving and, continuing to help elevate the brand. Fans have a responsibility as well. But also fans need to understand, and it's also folks that weren't raised correctly, know nothing. There's some people that just literally are out of touch with reality. But they need to understand that regardless of character, regardless of presentation or persona, the expectation should always be the same. And that expectation is respect. These performers are entertainers in the ring, but outside of it, they deserve privacy and consideration like anyone else. They have personal lives, they have families, they have children, they have nieces, nephews. It's about understanding the difference between the on-screen character and real life and respecting that line. And there's a lot of fans out there, endless fans out there, even online. And a lot of them are people that follow me. And I see comments that people say under certain things and under posts that I collab with other content creators with. This shit's not funny. And it's not cool. And it's disgusting. Yeah, unfortunately, it's mostly men that have so much to say about women and their bodies or what they do or how they present themselves. And a lot of people out there, men and women also, that do these things to these superstars, that make it harder and make it worse for actual people like myself, all my folks on this network, and other fellow content creators that we know. It makes it worse and harder for us to actually try to have a real interaction with these folks because they don't know what to expect and they're closed off because they've dealt with so much of this kind of crap. And the shit needs to stop. I don't know how we draw to a conclusion or a common ground, because there's just people that literally just can't grasp the concept. But when it comes to women like Asuka, women like Rhea Ripley, women like Charlotte Flair, women who Alexa Bliss, who are women who are constantly going out there, having to put themselves out there, open for criticism, and you guys just want to, tell them that they have too much sex appeal, or too muscular, or too masculine, too feminine, too this, too that. Just shut up and do what Rhea said. Take a picture of yourself and post it. I bet you won't. That's not cool, man. It's not cool. And then showing up at folks' hotels, like, no. There's just people that they need sleep like we do. They want to feel safe. Like they need things in their life too. And safety is something that they're just not, like, they just can't have when with folks like that just do shit like this. It's just wrong. Don't show up, don't bring stuff to their homes. That's what they got fan clubs for and all that stuff, or meet and greets. And don't overstep your boundaries. Try to kiss them, with the whole thing that happened with Saraya. I know I'm going off right now, but enough is enough. And I just I can't stand it. I really can't stand it. But said, I'll give the floor to you in this regard.
Yeah, just to clarify, some people in the chat are asking exactly what happened. I believe Rhea posted maybe a post gym picture, and people were in the comments talking about how masculine she looked and stuff like that. And then Elena Black commented, I believe, on, it was either Threads or Twitter, that how many times we're going to have the conversation about people showing up to hotels. And it's just, there's so many layers of what women's wrestlers have to go through that it's just not cool. And there's a sense of delusion, but also a sense of entitlement from fans that these people are on-screen characters, so you have access to them. And it's like, no, they're human beings just like you. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't want somebody showing up to your house after hours or trying to have additional access to you in your private time. Treat these people with the respect that you would want for yourself. And it's very simple to say that, but some people just don't get it through their heads. And that's why you lose privileges. That's why some people do get banned from shows. That's why we don't have live shows anymore, because people have built in their minds that they are entitled to these figures that are here for our entertainment. They get paid a salary just like you and I do. And it's like, they have lives outside of that. This is a job for them where they entertain us. So like, there's fine lines of that access that can't be breached. And it's like, people got to stop feeling like they're the exception. Nobody's the exception. Nobody. Nope. Not even people in media and things like that. Like, treat people with the respect that you would want to deserve for yourself as well. And it's like, it shouldn't have to be regurgitated. I was actually at the Comic-Con when that happened with Saraya last year, and she told me about it. She told me about it right after it happened. And it's terrible that our women's performers have to go through that. It's terrible that Obafemi had to have his name almost slandered because he didn't want to take a picture with pom-poms. It's like, treat people with respect, man. These are human beings. They live and breathe just like you do. And they have their own life and personality outside of their on-screen character. And that's what people need to realize. These are on-screen characters. The same way one of your favorite actors might play, like Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool. He's not Deadpool 24/7. Hugh Jackman ain't Wolverine 24/7.
Definitely not.
Like, think about it. Like, they treat people like that and understand like they have a life outside of the screen and will have better harmony for people overall. And they might be able to feel better about your interactions. Because, I mean, we already know what people be doing with, hey, like, can you sign this? Can you do this? And it's like, that's exhausting enough. So, like, people don't even want to take pictures with fans anymore. Right. Unless it's outside of that spectrum. And now you got meet and greets that cost $20,000 because of stuff like this. It's like, you want access, pay the ticket. And it's only going to keep getting more like that with the WWE on location experiences because of fans like y'all.
The fan experience or something like that with Cody per person.
The bus ride?
I almost fainted, bro. I fainted
Do I get to drive the bus?
I said, do I get to like ride the bus for a week? Or like, do I get to walk down the ramp with Cody for his entrance and you know, enter like what we
Is
do?
it the magic school bus? Do it turn into a submarine? Can I
Hello.
drive it into the water?
I was like,
Because what are we paying for? Talking about we gonna drive to some historical landmarks in Vegas, 1 to 2. What landmarks?
right.
What's in Vegas that I want to see that's gonna cost that much? That's so worth it. On top of that, it's on a day that's not Saturday or Sunday when Cody's performing, which means you're pigeonholed between Monday and Friday for that. So it's like, who has the money to pay for that?
Right.
Liv Morgan was trolling with hers.
Oh, I saw that.
The 20K or whatever it was. Like,
I saw that. She's clowning. That's too much, man. It was too much. But at the end of the day, all in all of that to say to those people, do better. Just do better.
Do better, or you're gonna run up on the wrong one.
Right.
They're gonna be having a bad
and
day.
It's gonna be on site, and you're not gonna like it. Then you're gonna find out how real wrestling is. Okay, I'll put it that way for you. And another way you can find out about how real women's wrestling is, you could go to the Women's Wrestling Archive.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might think he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Yes. womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate. $1, $5, $10, $20, $100. Any donation is welcome. You'll be helping us preserve the legacy of women's wrestling for generations to come, past, present, future, because we are Women's Wrestling Talk. Whew. And let's get into some more wrestling. We got a couple of more things to cover here before we let you guys go. Quick congratulations to Mr. Angelo Dawkins. He announced over the weekend that he and his wife are expecting another addition to their family.
Awesome.
So, always good to see on Women's Wrestling Talk. We love. We love the children, and we love love. That's all I got to say about that. But Angelo Dawkins, you know, we haven't seen him, the Street Profits on TV for some time, and it looks like he's taking some time away to be a big old papa, which is nice to see.
Babies is flying out here.
They sure are.
I know. I didn't put this in the chat, but I know it was. Forgive me. I forget which page org it was, but the Tony Storm stuff. There was somebody that came out and said that it's not an injury per se. But something that would keep her out of action for a long time. Yeah. So people are speculating that it might be a baby on the way.
Could we be expecting a little mini timeless one? That would be absolutely darling. But you know, we don't want to, you know, stir up too many rumors. But you know, that's what the mayor's hearing in the streets, man. You know, it's always good to have some intel. Let's see. So what else do we have? Oh yeah. So shout outs to West Side Gun and Fourth Rope. They had their event over the weekend. Heels Have Eyes 11, which was a massive success. It was sold out at the 2300 Arena, of course, you know, as the legendary, formerly known ECW Arena in Philly. It was definitely a mix of high profile wrestlers, musical guests, and artistic displays. You know, it's where fashion and hip hop and wrestling collide. I actually had the pleasure of being at one of his events. It was from around Halloween season at Six Flags in Jersey, and it was really, really awesome. So, but there was a lot of really cool, notable appearances, like Beanie Siegel, Rome Streets, Masha Slim, Vigila Fatu, and of course, Real One Enzo Amore. And they had some really, really cool matches. Did you get to see any of any of things that they've posted on their socials in regards to the event said?
Yeah, I've seen the socials. I didn't get a chance to actually watch the show. Fourth Rope is absolutely an experience. So if you have a chance to get
Mm-hmm.
someone in your city, do it. Like Honey said, it's the culture meshed with wrestling, and it's so dope. They have musical performances. You have surprise appearances. West Side Gun has done a good job of bringing people from multiple promotions
Oh yeah.
to this space. And yeah, I know this show was really legendary. I know the big news coming out the weekend is Chris Statlander attacking Riho after her match
Mm-hmm.
with Masha Slamovich. So love to see the intersection of different companies where they can work with each other and cross promotions. I believe last year at the show in Mania, I got to see Riddle work with Fourth Rope. I think we saw Joe Hendry make an appearance. It was really dope. So expect to see more great things as they are trying to really establish themselves as like one of the big three, maybe top five in North
Mm-hmm.
America.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh, actually, shout outs to Courtney because Courtney was in the building
Yeah, she was there.
for that. She was at her first Fourth Rope event. I hope you had a great, amazing experience. I can't wait to see what else West Side Gun and the promotion comes up with. It's always good to see, the fact that you had Chris Statlander, with the surprise appearance. It just continues to show how independent wrestling continues to create these standard moments that keep fans engaged and excited. And it's a fantastic promotion. So you guys should definitely check them out. Also, quick shout outs to House of Glory as well. House of Glory had a really good event over the weekend in New York. And shout outs to my boy Darren Richardson, my little brother's best friend, one of his best friends from younger days in Jersey. And he's one of the champs there. He's out there killing it in House of Glory. And I heard it was really, really cool. I was contemplating making the event, but it was just some bad weather. And I had to make my niece's basketball championship game the next morning, and she actually won, so it was worth getting the sleep to be able to wake up to that. And shout out to my little niece Jada. Let's get into one last story just for you, said. And I knew
Thank you for that, saucy Irish mama. The Lakers do suck. Pistons will win tonight. Yeah. Thank you.
Just for you, said. I knew there was a reason I put this story in here, and I had put it in the middle, but I think we're going to save it for last, just for you. We're going to talk about it. A standing ovation for the Monet. Mercedes Monet at Rev Pro over the weekend. Revolution Pro Wrestling. She made headlines there when she recently dropped 2 titles, but also still receiving a standing ovation from the crowd. The moment wasn't at that point, I would say, without digging into my honey Monet. That moment isn't just about titles. It was about her recognition. I am not going to sit here and deny her contributions to this business and how she has how she's worked both in the ring and globally to continuously leave a lasting impact. And she, like, I literally can say that I'm happy that she's reinvented herself in this way, because I like to see it. I'm still a girl's girl at the end of the day, as much as I know I talk my shit. But that ovation really spoke volumes to the respect that she's earned across all the promotions and from fans worldwide. And then you as the mayor, and her being this CEO Wednesdays, if you will.
They're officially CEO Wednesdays now that Timeless is gone for the foreseeable future, by the way. That's not just me saying it. Sports Illustrated saying it. ESPN is saying it too. Yeah, they're all. Tony Khan is saying it. They're all saying it.
Said, don't get Courtney gonna kick it, but care to elaborate on the standing ovation of the Monet over the weekend at Rev Pro?
Man, it's beautiful to see people get their flowers in real time, so much so that, and you know what? If you see the clips after all Mercedes matches, like, she can't hold back her excitement for the superstars that she's putting over, for these young women that she's granting opportunities to share that spotlight with all over the globe. You can see her, I forget the promotion that was, she's doing a European tour right now. There was a promotion, I think, in Australia or where she was maybe a few weeks ago, where you see her at the entry ramp literally crying at the ovation the young girl was getting. No different here. And now you're seeing fans pour her in with the accolades, because how often do you get to see a performer of her magnitude just come to your local city, town, around the world? It doesn't happen. It literally doesn't. It's like you almost have to go to these larger promotions to see these type of stars, and she's paid it forward to the wrestling industry. And so much so that I don't think this will ever be duplicated. Like, it's a nice blueprint that these independent promotions are like, hey, like, somebody like of her caliber wanted to do this and they're bringing her in. Like, I don't think there's anything that's been reported or like pay things like that. It's like she's wanted to pay this for, because she's probably identified these superstars that she wants to elevate in women's wrestling, maybe from different training camps, different wrestling schools. She's like, hey, I see something in you. I want to work with you. And that's not to say that there's so many promotions that maybe have been turned down by her as well, because they probably felt entitled, or who knows. But now we're seeing the fruits of her labor. Like, the belt collector gimmick was not about collecting titles. It was about elevating women's wrestling across the carbon footprint of the entire world. And now you're seeing that, because now these young superstars, think about Persephone, think about how Stephanie Vaquer was. They're getting elevated, and now you're getting the spotlight on women's wrestling everywhere, so these young women can make the jump to a larger company if they choose to do so.
Yes.
Like, literally, you can. Like, when we were going through the belt collector stuff, I couldn't imagine how people couldn't see the vision that she was putting on just for the sport. Like, I can't say any other superstar, male or female, will ever do this again. Not because they don't have the desire to, but because of contractual obligations. Like, the companies might not let them do that. She probably set it up in her contract when she knew she was going to AEW, like, hey, I have an idea. I want to do this. Write that in my contract. And we're seeing it. And it's going to happen until she drops literally every other belt, leading into the summer of All In or All Out. Maybe returning to the Owen Hart tournament to try to repeat. But I know she said that she's coming back to AEW soon after this European tour. But it's beautiful to see, man. And I'm really liking that it's become a spotlight for wrestling. Like, you see it across all socials. If you have a VPN, you probably can find the feed for these local indie promotions as well and watch them from your home. But women's wrestling is being elevated in a huge way. And I think that's what it's been all about from the beginning.
Well said. And speaking of women's wrestling, and speaking of Wednesdays, we're about to get out of here. That was technically our last story to cover. I wanted to end on a good note for the mayor, but I think that I'm just going to be the sweetest little Oosie bee that I can be and just stir the pot up a little bit, because we got another joiner just before we exit out of here for the day. The Timeless Elite is here. I don't know what to say, but hello, Courtney. What's up?
I was not planning to come on Monday because I wanted to take off. You ain't messing up my dates. If you want to talk about Mercedes, you do it on Monday Night Raw. And also, as a person that represents Toni Storm, because everybody wants to say a baby on board. I don't know what's going to happen with her. And you need to talk with Mr. Juice Robinson, because that's something them too. So that's their biddy. But whatever happens, I'm not going to disclose anything regardless with Toni Storm. But I'm just saying, I mean, I was not going to plan on coming in, but Wednesdays are my baby. I'm just saying, because
I'm just saying they don't call them Rock Hard for nothing. So you got one less Timeless on your card, so you're gonna have to be talking a lot of Mercedes. Thus changing the title to CEO Wednesday.
Not really, because Tony may be out, but I got 5 other people that I represent. I got Orange Cassidy.
Not of the magnitude of Mercedes.
So Orange Cassidy can be on that level.
You're not going to call it Freshly Squeezed Wednesday nights, no.
I don't care. I got 5 other people. It doesn't have to be Timeless Elite. Listen, don't be talking about Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy's been there from the beginning. You ain't talking about Orange Cassidy. He's been there from day one. And I
I've
have
opened
heard
up
him.
the-
I have Jamie Hayter. I have Alex Windsor. I have the Brawling Birds.
I've
And even though
opened
the
up the
Acclaim they back
flood.
together, I'm
I'm
still gonna
just
support my
saying,
boys.
CEO
Opened up
Wednesday
the
night is a
float.
great headline. I'm just teeing it up. I mean, and I feel like I'm being fair. I'm being very diplomatic about this. I kind of leaned in a little aggressive before. I'm being fair. The Mercedes is the headline. You want to have headlines, you say CEO Wednesdays. Now, this is nothing in comparison to what 2 weeks from today might be, because if Lola wins that title at Stand Deliver, boy, I'm going to be unbearable.
Oh boy.
Unbearable.
I've opened up the floodgates, huh?
No, honey, it's all good. I mean, it's not even going to, but I'm still here for Wednesday. So you could try,
okay.
but you
Oh,
ain't
okay.
gonna kill me because don't you dare talk about Orange Cassidy.
Or her
Don't
Wednesday.
don't mess with a man with shades, because he will hurt you and keep him away from monkey wrenches.
My goodness. Anyway, I mean, honestly, those are all the stories we had to cover for today. But thank you, Courtney, for poking your head in. But since you are here, since you are here and were able to greet us, you might as well kick it off for us. Where can everybody find you?
Well, I mean, they can always find me chirping periodically on WWT Live as much as I can. Wednesdays are dynamite. You get to hang with me for 2 hours because we're on the road to Dynasty. We already have a first match for Dynasty. Edge and Christian taking on FTR for the AEW World Tag Team titles, but we're on the road to Dynasty. They're going to be in Canada shortly. Please feel free to see any show because they do have some shows opening up. They are coming to Philly after Double or Nothing. And obviously Double or Nothing is coming to Queens. So I highly recommend, if you want to go, please go. Please plan accordingly. Also, shout out to Tommy Fier and the rest of the team. Please make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling because they got events happening throughout the coming months. Yes, throughout the coming months. So please make sure to check out their store, their meet and greets, everything that they do. So give a shout out to them. Also, I will talk more on this on Wednesday, but shout out to Westside Gun and the rest of the team at Fourth Rope. Westside Gun, Smoke Dizza, everybody else, because I will talk a lot more detail on Wednesday because it was a really great event. Also, you can follow me on my socials at CourtneyNJ11. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I have a lot of things happening in the coming weeks, but yeah, she's I'm just cooking right over here.
All right. Well, Mayor, where are you cooking things up?
Bozo, I see these hating ass comments. You lucky I don't got time right now. You can find me in these Twitter streets at says that's CEDD_SAYS on the gram and TikTok at said is the answer. Those are my socials. Don't follow me. Don't want to be found. You can find me here sometimes on Monday nights for the Monday Night Raw post show, where it won't be 2-hour watch long. It will be 30 minutes or less. That's in the fine print. We're going to recap Monday Night Raw, get you in and out so you can go to bed. When the light come on, you know where I'll be. And of course, here usually weekly, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays for WWT Live.
Shout outs to my co-hosts, man. They are the absolute best. Shout outs to also TK and Will and everybody on the Nerd Cruise. Hope you guys are having a good old time. Definitely have a cocktail for me or a little shot for me if that's your cup of tea. If not, that's fine. You don't got to do it. You guys can find me here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays every now and then, buzzing all things wrestling with Honey on all the socials. Kayfabe podcast every Thursday. This week is gonna be a doozy because Dion and I got the keys. Since Will is out and about.
Brace yourselves.
Yeah, so let's pray. Let's pray for a good show for Thursday. Make sure you guys tune into Kayfabe podcast. We got a couple of new videos out on the socials as well, so make sure you guys check those out. For every Friday, the Sweetest Oos will be in the building for Honey Night SmackDown. However, it will not be happening this Friday. Your girl's going out on a date night. Okay, your girl's going out on a date night.
Hey,
on a date night, we're going to a concert. I'm actually really excited about it. And it's happening in a local area in Jersey, and I'm really thrilled and I can't wait. So I am unfortunately going to miss SmackDown with you guys, but I will reconvene next week. So just wanted to give you guys the heads up early in the week so that way there's no surprises or no expectations of seeing your Sweetest Oos, and then of course I don't show up because that's not my cup of tea. However, and because I like my tea with honey. However, the concert, in case anybody's wondering, I am excited to go to is to see Miguel. Anybody like to listen to Miguel? I'm gonna vibe out. I'm gonna be vibing out to Miguel all weekend, all week actually. So, so yeah. So, but yes, guys. So shout outs to everybody in the chat. Shout outs to everybody viewing. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our trending news for this Monday edition of Women's Wrestling Talk. And guys, you already know Women's Wrestling Talk is the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a wonderful Monday and enjoy.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.